has sent down rain from the sky and given life thereby to the earth after its lifelessness. Indeed, in that is a sign for people who listen. And indeed, for you in grazing livestock is a lesson. We give you drink from what is in their bellies, between excretion and blood, pure milk, palatable to drinkers. Amazing. I mean, the milk comes out of the udder, and the udder is what? Just fat, flesh, blood, and there's milk coming out of it. It's amazing. What amazing system Allah has created. And milk in itself is so good. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, I know nothing that suffices in place of food and drink other than milk. This is also from Silsilatul Ahadith al-Sahihah. Meaning, when you're hungry and you can't find food, and you're thirsty and you can't find water, what's the best thing to have? Milk, if you find it. Right? It's the best thing to have. So, if any day you are running short on time for suhoor, what is it that you can have for sure? Milk. And milk, the Prophet ﷺ also said that he who gives to another some silver or gold as a gift, or a water container, or he feeds him some milk, meaning he couldn't find anything to give, he just gave some milk, then it is as if he freed a slave. This is from Musnad Ahmad. And from the fruits of the palm trees and grapevines, you take intoxicant and good provision. Indeed, and that is a sign for people who reason. وَأَوْحَى رَبُّكَ إِلَى النَّحْلِ And your Lord inspired to the bee. Allah trained the bee. Take for yourself among the mountains, houses, and among the trees, and in that which they construct. Then eat from all the fruits, and follow the ways of your Lord laid down for you. Because the honeybee doesn't fly randomly. It flies in a particular way. There emerges from their bellies a drink, varying in colors, in which there is a healing for people. Indeed, and that is a sign for people who give thought. The source of honey is also the belly of a creature. Milk is also coming from inside an animal. And honey is also coming from inside a bee. The Prophet ﷺ said, the example of the believer is like that of a bee. It does not eat anything except good, and does not produce except what is good. So what do we consume and what do we produce? That's something that we need to think about. Because the believer should be like the bee. Another hadith tells us, the example of the believer is like the bee. It eats what is good and produces what is good. And whatever it lands on, it does not break it, nor does it ruin it. So gently it lands on a flower, goes inside it, takes the nectar without breaking the flower. But have you ever seen rabbits or like goats or something like that? These animals, when they attack a plant, what happens? It's finished, destroyed. But a bee, look at how it takes so gently. So a believer should be like that. So when we're taking something, giving something, working with someone, what's the manner that we need to adopt? Gentleness. And what do we learn in this ayah? That there is shifa, a cure, a healing in honey. Ibn Abbas radhiallahu anhu said, healing is in three things. A drink of honey. Drink of honey. What does it mean? Drink it. Don't take a drop of it and lick your finger or lick the spoon. Take like a sip or two. Okay? Drinking of the honey. Also cupping. That is also cure. And cauterizing with fire. But the Prophet ﷺ has forbidden cauterization, which is basically through burning. And Allah created you, then He will take you in death. And among you is he who is reversed to the most decrepit old age. Extremely old age. So that he will not know after having had knowledge a thing. Indeed, Allah is knowing and competent. And Allah has favored some of you over others in provision. But those who are favored would not hand over their provision to those whom their right hands possess, so they would be equal to them therein. Then is it the favor of Allah they reject? And Allah has made for you from yourselves mates, and has made for you from your mates sons and grandchildren, and has provided for you from the good things. Then in falsehood do they believe, and in the favor of Allah they disbelieve? And